Hello, I'm just going to, whilst I'm putting this on, just to chat. So I was going to just do a little bit more on Magha, because we have full moon in Magha tomorrow, and occurring. Let's have a look at the time that's occurring as well. So in the UK, will be just 4 minutes before 5. So 16:56 is the time of the full moon. Wow, we are living very interesting times at the moment. I've never known the sky to be quite as busy. Maybe I have never been as aware. Maybe that's what's happening. So anyway, I hope you guys are all fine. And so I thought I'd give you, because I was having a look at my box of goodies. I got all these little notes from different eras of my time studying, and sometimes even I forget, like everything, because there's so much to learn in astrology. It's just incredible. You could never think you know everything. You literally can't. So let's have a look at a chart, because I think that's pretty good way to start. I'm going to get rid of myself. Cover this up as well. So there we are. So Magha is the first nakshatra of the second set of nakshatras. So I used two different systems with nakshatra. I used the natural one, which is the 27 nakshatra system, which has 3 sets of 9 nakshatras. So from the 9 nakshatras always start with Ketu nakshatras from Aries. So they so it'd be like Aries will be like Ashwini, and then Bharani, Kritika, which goes over to Taurus, and from Kritika then we have Rohini, Mrigashira, which then goes into Gemini, Ardra, Purnavasu goes into Cancer, and then we have Pushya, Ashlesha, and then Ketu ones start again. So we've got, so basically, so we have Ashwini rules Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, Venus rules Bharani, and then we have Sun rules Kritika, Rohini is Moon, and then Mars rules Mrigashira, Rahu rules Ardra, Jupiter Purnavasu, and then we have Saturn rules Pushya, Mercury rules Ashlesha. So you know that this is how the system of Vimshatari Dasha, Mahadashas, which is planetary periods, that's how they work. So in Vedic astrology, we have these systems where not only do we look at transits to see what's happening, but we also look at the dashas, because dashas means that what kind of karmas are we working through at that particular time. And we always look at the moon for this. So when we are born, whichever nakshatra moon is in, the lord of that nakshatra is the actual dasha lord. So for example, Magha is the nakshatra or the fixed star that moon is in. So therefore, this person, if it was to be born tomorrow at that time, there will be a Magha moon, and actually Magha ascendant as well, which is fantastic when ascendant and moon are both very much aligned. It just means that the body and mind are on the same path, which makes life so much easier. This is why sometimes people have got all these issues in life, because what the mind wants to do and what we're supposed to be doing are 2 separate things. So mind, the moon has difficulties with that. So so because Magha is ruled by the moon, so therefore this person, when they're born, they go directly into the Ketu nakshatra, Ketu dasha. And obviously it depends, and because this is at 3 degrees 49, so it's not going to be like the first kind of pada, it'll be the second pada. So, Ketu nakshatra, the dashas are 7 years, and Ketu rules 3 nakshatras, like all the planets do in the 27 nakshatra system. Therefore, you would divide the 7 years into 3 years. And so when they're first born, this nakshatra will be the first one that they're born in. So they'll be like the first 2 years, 4 months they will be under Ketu, Ketu Magha, and then the next one will be Ketu rules Mula. Mula will be activated for the next 2 years, 4 months, and then it will be Ashwini will be activated. That's how it goes. So, and that's how everything is. So after Ketu, the next nakshatra after Magha is Purva Falguni. It's ruled by Venus. So Venus Dasha kicks in. Venus Dasha is 20 years, is the longest Dasha we go through, 20 years. So we all have to learn about relationship, self-love, other people. So it's the longest one. And so therefore, that'll be 20 years. And Venus has 3 nakshatras, which are Bharani, Purva Falguni, and Purvashada. So that 20 years is then divided into 3 nakshatras, which is, 6 years and so many months. Each nakshatra will be active. So that's how it goes, basically, so. Okay, so let's give you a little bit of ideas about what Magha is all about. So Magha is, it's very, very, these people are very family oriented because it's all to do with lineage, heritage, genetics, genes, your DNA. You are here, and it's ruled by Ketu, which is all about your family, your heritage, your lineage again. So it's very, it's very much like to do, those are the themes. This is a very, very responsible nakshatra. And these people can work on the lots of stress, and they can actually cope quite well. These are the very people that they're more like, for example, if they had this on your 10th, in your 10th house, or your 10th house lord was in this nakshatra, they're very responsible and they work really well under pressure. They can deal with it. So this is one of those nakshatras that they find it quite difficult to actually earn money. They have very strong digestion. Any planet here, there is something that you can't let go of. Why is that? Because of Ketu. That's how Ketu is, And more than anything, it's because it's in Leo, and Leo is fixed. So the whole nature of the nakshatra then it becomes like, because it's in our lineage, in our genetics, as well as in, within Leo. So they don't like sharing things with others. You see that very often in young children where they got like this person, for example, if they were born like tomorrow, they wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it if they were like, they had their younger brother or sister or a cousin or a friend comes around, they don't want to share their toys. And I can vouch for this because my daughter has her ascendant lord in Magha, and she doesn't like sharing her stuff. Very funny. And also they are like a little, because the actual animal is a rat, so they hoard things. It's amazing. They can't let go, particularly things to do with the family. They are just so sentimental. They can take out photographs of the family and look at them periodically with love and adoration. They also don't like it if somebody comes to their home and they're nosing around their home because they're quite private. They also, it's nakshatra of ancestral karma, because naturally Ketu, the nodes are all about our karmas. This is naturally is going to be to do with that. So let's see other things about them. Oh my God, there's so many notes I have here. It's amazing, really. It's just so much. I do just, nakshatras are so incredible. So let's see. Magha is obviously where sun is quite strong, because it's like kind of, it's ruled by the sun. They basically have to, there are certain things that goes with that. So here we have like moon in Magha. Moon in Magha will be like, it doesn't even matter about the ascendant. So even if this ascendant was, say, Pisces, but moon was there, it has these kind of things. Basically, they are very secretive. They're shy and they don't like the limelight. And particularly for this person, because they are, obviously, moon is their 12th lord in the first house. They get attention because naturally anything to do with Leo gets noticed, because it's ruled by the king. But it's a place that moon wants to just kind of, oh no, don't put me on the limelight. It's difficult for the moon. And they do think a lot as moon in Magha, because Magha is obviously Ketu and moon will be together now, that sort of flavor. They tend to look at the sky often, stars, and they really feel as though they belong in another realm. And, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Now, I can tell you they can also have sleep apnea as well, or they have these very vivid dreams. They are guides, like teachers to others. Full moon here in Magha, particularly, when Moon and Jupiter join in Magha, because obviously we have them across from each other at this point and the degrees are not quite matching. But every 2 years, Moon and Jupiter get together in there, and it's almost like all their spirits are coming together. This, because of this full moon, Jupiter being the other side, I think is very poignant as well, because this what it's doing is awakening the minds of many. That Jupiter is really asking them to really, really question things. What are they questioning? Well, Jupiter is in Shatabisha. Shatabisha is 1,000 healers, and it's like questioning about the healing systems in place now. And it is in Aquarius, so it's questioning everything to do with big pharmaceutical companies, for sure. And so basically, it's this is normally a very celebratory time when Jupiter and Moon every 2 years get together in Magha. But it's quite a nice time now in the sense of revealing things. This is very putting a lot of light on the systems that are healthcare at the moment. Are they healthcare? I mean, or is it like we're questioning all those stuff? Why is it that I take one drug and then it gives me side effects and I have to take something else? So this is like, you are then called it, you're kept in this cycle of this is, is and disease. So yeah. And obviously there is Gandanta points as well. So 1 degree, up to 1 degree of Magha, and 1 degree before that, 1 degree, last 29 degrees to 30 degrees of Ashlesha, and 1 degree to 0 degree to 1 degree of Magha. It is kind of Gandanta, we are clinging to things and they need releasing. So, but I think, this is just out of, ascending is just out of, I only take 1 degree. I know some people take 3, I just take 1 degree. And the other side is always better anyway. It just means that they're just letting go of things that are holding them back. Yeah, so good leaders in this, they can actually, in chaos, they can stand back and objectively look at what the solutions are, which is wonderful. That's what we need, the kind of leaders that we need. We don't get them very often, but that will be good. So let's have a look at other things to do with this very, very amazing nakshatra. Okay, so let's have a look and see what can you expect of different planets being there. So Mars there gives person confidence to know what they want, and they want to conquer their desires there. Saturn there looks after your servants to get promotion. Why is that? Because Saturn is servants, Leo is leaders. So to have the balance, you have to look after both. Sun is arrogance, and Sun in Leo is very strong, clearly, very, very strong. But I just want to show you something else, another another form, because I don't want you to think just because Sun rules Leo is comfortable at every degree of Leo, because that's definitely not so. Okay, so for one thing, any planet in the first 3 degrees 20 of Magha will then go into Aries in the Navamsha. So that means that the sun will be exalted. So that will be a really strong sun. But if the sun is between 3 degrees 20 and 6 degrees 40, that sun is not going to be so happy, because it's going to go in Taurus in the Navamsha. So that's an enemy sign. And then from 640 to 10 degrees will be in third pada in the D9. So it will go into Gemini. So that will be absolutely fine, because it's friendly with Mercury, and Gemini is a friendly sign. In the fourth pada, which is 10 degrees to 13 degrees 20 of Magha, will be going into Cancer. So although it's a friendly sign, it's 12 signs from it. So this is something that you want to actually know. So when a planet goes 9 houses from self in the D9, that is a good planet. Goes 9 places, goes in a trine with itself. So it just means that planet will get the knowledge, will become awake, will be knowledgeable, wisdom, and upward looking. When it goes, through the things that it learns, this is like 10th house from it is obviously there's going to be like, it's a square. So there's still going to be some difficulties, but nonetheless, though, it does kind of elevate you in some ways to do with that planet or that sign or that house, whatever it is, so. If it goes 11 houses from it, there are gains to be had from that planet for sure. But then if it goes 12 houses from it, even if it's in a friendly sign, there will be losses. There will be things that you need to let go of. So this is what I just wanted to know, that it's not all as we think. So now, if we have a look also, this is like Magha, and so it obviously occupies between 0 to 13 degrees 20. The most difficult part of it is this area here. So 1640 to 7 degrees 33 of Magha, which is literally going pretty much in third pada, but kind of starts tiny bit there. It's just at the edge of the second pada, but I would probably say it's the first part of the third pada. That is Vishanadi, so it's the most poisonous part of that. The actual what do you call it? The Magha, and even though it's very close to Yogatara. Yogatara is at 6 degrees. That's the lion. That's amazing. But it's still that degree here, 6 degrees 40 to 7 degrees 33. It's very hard, very hard. It gives you quite a lot of difficulties before you get up and do things. And this is the nice nourishing part, Amrita Nadi, 12 degrees to 12 degrees 53, which is very nourishing. But you can see that every planet has got difficult degrees. 8 degrees for Sun, Mercury in Leo is difficult. 10 degrees for Venus, 12 degrees for Saturn, and also Jupiter struggles at 6 degrees of Magha as well. So even though it's a Yogatara, but it's not very good for Jupiter. And I'm not going to discuss that because I don't really use Mandi. So anyway, so for Magha moon, the planets that are good are Venus, which is the second nakshatra after your birth one, second planet that rules it. So that's your planet that gives you money. So this is your birth one, Janma. So Janma ones, which is like the first 10th or 19th in the 27 nakshatra system, this will be the one that's like, it's so it gives you some difficulties, so good and bad really. And And then Venus rules the second nakshatra. So obviously in Leo we got Ketu one, which is Magha, and then we got Purva Falguni ruled by Venus, and then we got Uttara Falguni ruled by the Sun, and then after that we got Hasta ruled by the Moon, then we got Chitra ruled by Mars, and then Swati ruled by Rahu, and Vishaka ruled by Jupiter, Anuradha and Mercury rules Jyeshta. That's how it goes. So for the first set, and then you go back, and they are obviously, there we are. So you got all the next set, and then the next set again. So Venus rules the second nakshatras from the moon. So these are the ones that are going to give you money, because this gives you second and 11th house stuff. Vipat is a difficult one. So Sun for Magha Nakshatras is not a very good planet. It's kind of give you 8th and 12th house feeling. This kind of makes you strong for as you get mature. So you go through this difficulty in order for things to get better. Moon gives you comfort, 4th house stuff, gives you home as well. And Mars gives you difficulties because it's Pratyak Nakshatra, which is 3rd and 6th. So this is the one that makes you brave and self-expressive to get what you want in life. You will not put up with any nonsense after this. Sadhana one gives you achievements. This is like 11th house stuff. Nadana, it's like 8th and 12th house stuff. And these Mitra and Atimitra, these are really good ones. So they give you real achievements in life. So anyway, and the nakshatra that's very difficult for them is Kritika. Kritika actually ruled by the Sun, which is a bad planet for them normally anyway. So they have to learn a lot because it kind of falls into 9th and 10th house for Moon in kind of what do you call it, in for Magha. So Kritika, it just really shows them that ego and being self-serving, it kind of brings the downfall for them. So I would never start anything if I got Moon or a good planet for me, transiting through Kritika for them. So actually this probably could have been quite a difficult time for them, for people who are born with Moon in Magha, because right now Rahu is in Kritika in Taurus, but then he'll still be in when he travels into the other side, which is like when he goes into Aries, still going to be there as well. So he'll be there for the first part of Kritika. So yeah, it's going to be, there are things that they need to cut out. They need to really be aware of what is holding them back, and then things start moving forward for them. We all have a Vinashika Nakshatra, and this Vinashika Nakshatra, the 22nd, is within the 28th Nakshatra system. So that's another thing. So always be aware of that. So if you got Magha Moon, Kritika is not a time to start a new job, get married, go traveling. Not very good. Okay. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you next time. Thank you.